So in this episode, I have got BigRedEDC coming up right now. The man, the maker of Saturday Night Live, pulling out all the stops for you. Your boy's been working, getting more and more guests. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Because I certainly did. Big Red is my homie. Yo, what's good, YouTubes? This is your boy NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCCP, that is the Everyday City Carry podcast. And today I have a very special guest. I say that about all my guests, but I absolutely mean it every time. BigRedEDC, what's going on, buddy?
What's happening, man? How are you?
You have a beautiful set of knives there, and I was just admiring your table.
Yeah.
before we got on air. I absolutely love everyone's table with the stickers. We're all supporting each other. People are putting their own stickers there. You know, I need to make one. But yeah, I love the table, man. I love how everybody does that.
Well, and to me, that's what it's all about. You know, I mean, if we can't help one another out, then there's something wrong. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just it's a community. We talk about community. Well, let's be a community. You know, help one another out.
Right. No, for real. And it's funny, I was talking about that with Daily Carry Solutions today because I released our podcast, my podcast with them, my second podcast with them on Friday. And he was like, man, that was a lot of fun. You know, we should try to get a few of us together every week. And I was telling him, I was like, look, I'm trying to inspire the other knife reviewers or EDC guys in my circle to like start their own. Yeah. And then we will guest on each other's podcasts. Everyone's viewership will become one, and it elevates all of us together. You know what I mean? As one strong community. I absolutely love that. That's what the comedians do. That's what Joe Rogan does.
Yep.
A lot of podcasts, like, why wouldn't it work for the EDC community? Because our viewers also want to know a little bit more about us, like what we do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Sure.
And I love that.
I've done a couple of, like those Ask JB type things. I've done a couple of those where people ask questions and then I go on video and I answer them and stuff. And people seem to enjoy those.
Yeah, you do a lot of lives, right? You do Saturday Night Live. That's a big one.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm setting up for that right now, but that's cool.
Yeah, you're going to start that at 10 your time?
10 p.m. Pacific. Yep, that's usually when it starts. I'm really... I have a lot of people that are like, man, it's too late and stuff, which it is. I understand that. On the East Coast, it's late. It's 1 a.m. But, dude, I have a lot of people on the East Coast that jump into that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've gone on that one time when I was just, up and you were on.
Oh, I think you've been on there more than once, I think.
I usually, when I see someone going live and it's one of my buddies, I try to just hop on and say hi. It gets some of the viewers a little excited too. That's one of the things that I've been noticing is that everyone's viewers like to see us interact with each other.
I think so. Yeah. I definitely think so.
I wanted to ask this for someone who does a lot of lives and who's done podcasts before. What's the difference with doing a live and doing a podcast? Is it very different? I've never done a live before except this quick one on Instagram, and it was less than 10 minutes. What's the difference?
The thing about lives, and it's a thing that probably, I love doing the lives. I absolutely love it because that's how you can interact with people, on a real-time basis. But the thing is you get people talking, and you miss comments. You just do. I know I do, and it happens. And I feel bad sometimes, because somebody will be like, hey, man, this dude's been asking you a question for it's like, oh, sorry, man, I missed it. I'm sorry, but it's just, it happens. And I'm trying to show knives, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, what'd he say? Huh? And I try to keep up,
Yeah. That chat window can go by pretty fast, especially when you've got a lot of people. What's your average? Do you have a lot of people chiming in? Is it different? I know Saturday Night Live you've been doing it every Saturday for a while, right?
Yeah, we've been doing it. Man, when did I start? Holy smokes. I've been doing it for
Months now.
Yo, yeah, 7-8
Wow.
months, I think.
Wow, that's amazing, man. That's so
Yeah,
inspiring when I see that, because I remember seeing that pop up on my feed, and I was like, Saturday Night Live. That's a great name for it, right?
yeah.
And I knew it
That,
was gonna become
that wasn't my idea, dude. It wasn't my idea.
really.
I have to give full credit to my wife on that. I was like, man, I want to do a live. They look fun, and I want to do them. And I was like, because my wife and I, we work opposite shifts during the week, so the only time we spend together is the weekend. That's it. And I was like, I doing them on the weekend, it'll take time away from the time we spend together. And I was like, I'd have to do it like late on a Saturday night. She goes, well, that would be perfect. Just call it Saturday Night Live. And I'm like, I love you and I hate you both right at the same time. Why did I not think of that?
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. It's funny because actually Saturday or Sunday, depending on which day Kelly has off, I basically change my schedule to match that day because she only gets one day off a week. So I totally get that. We have different schedules throughout the week. Plus, I don't know if you experience this, but I certainly do. So during my week, I am just in content creation mode. Like I'm almost on autopilot because I'm making content on I'm making content every day, right? Even though it's not on YouTube or it's basically re-editing some highlights from the podcast on Instagram or taking pictures. Like I'm always doing stuff on TikTok. I'm always doing stuff on Twitter. And like Kelly knows that during the week, like I'm very hard to reach even if I'm there. I don't know if you experience that, but every Saturday, like today, I gave all my time to her. Like I don't do that much,
Yeah. I mean, I mean, she's your significant other, right? I mean, you gotta give her love at some point, or it's just not gonna work out. But yeah, no, I am during the week. I'm grinding. Yeah, it's a blast. I love doing it.
Me too, man. I love that. I love seeing like our friends. Like we kind of have this bond of like we kind of started out like in similar times, like Zach, even JT, you, Blade Banter. Dude, Blade Banter, Apex Pass Around group. Wow, right?
No doubt, man. That was
crap, bro.
That was really my first like boost, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, that's a game changer, huh?
What's that?
It's a game changer, the Apex Fast Round group.
It can be for a small channel, yeah. I mean, I'm sure I was way less than 1,000 subscribers, and it was like, hey man, you want to join the pass round? I'm like, are you kidding? Get knives that I don't have to buy myself to make content? Sure, I'll join.
Oh man. Speaking of, I know that you watched that unboxing of the Red E folder from Williamson, Copenhagen.
Yeah.
And so what happened was, and people don't know this yet. I don't even know if I should say it right now. So when I put up that story on my Instagram, Mikkel Williamson hit me up on Instagram, like DM'd me and was like, "Hey, do you have a link for it?" So I sent him the link, and I was like, "Listen, this is just an unboxing. I'm gonna do a review and a showcase on it. After I have the knife for a long time, but I really like it." Dude, he was flat out like, thank you. And then I mentioned the Apex Fast Round group. I was like, do you want like 30 plus reviewers to kind of see if they want to review it? And he was like, speak to my partner. I'd love that. Thank you. Like, we'll send you the whole line. I mean, we don't get to keep it. But, the new line of production knives from Williamson is probably going to come to the Apex Fast Round group because of that unboxing.
That's sweet. That is awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I totally like when I was freaking out like a little girl when he messaged me. Right?
You think? Yeah, no doubt.
When I saw the name, right, I was like, okay, this is like his personal assistant or, like somebody that works for him. But it was actually him. And he was like, he was thanking me that because no one made content for his new production line yet.
Right.
Like, Williamson Copenhagen, the Red E folder, and I think the Tyron are out and some other ones, but there's no content of it at all, right?
Sure. Right.
But I was freaking out inside. I didn't know what to say. I was telling Kelly, I'm like, babe, what do I say? I'm not good at this business stuff. But I was just like, very calm, like, yeah, no problem, man. I'm going to have our contact, David Cam, contact your partner about
working something out with the Apex Fast Around group, and I just passed it on to Blade Banter. hey, David, here you go.
I think like he handled it. You know, he's really good at that stuff, man.
So David's awesome, man. What he does for the group, and I mean, he's got to keep track of everything, and at any one time, I mean, if you look, how many knives do we have floating around out there?
Oh,
I mean,
man.
there's got to be at least, I mean, right now, there's probably a good 20, 25 knives floating around.
Yeah, with 30 plus reviewers on the roster at any time.
Exactly, and he does an awesome job, and David's an awesome dude. I've talked to him plenty, but here at Blade Show West, just a couple months ago, got to meet him face to face and talk to him, and he's the QSP USA rep, so that's pretty cool. He got that gig. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
It is.
So you guys hung out at Blade Show West?
Yes. Yeah. There was a few of us. I mean, it's much smaller than Atlanta.
Zach was there too, right?
I'm sorry?
Was there too?
Yeah, Zach was there. Peter and Christine, Women Carry Knives, and a Therapeutic Edge, they were there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You're not going to SHOT Show, right?
Oh no.
Yeah. No. That's one thing I was like, it'd be cool to go. I just want to go to a show, man. Like, I've never been able to do that.
Right.
And I mean, I go to Comic-Con. I'm assuming it's the same thing. I just meet knife people instead of like comic book nerds,
sure.
Which I am. So what do you got there? I'm looking at these cool things right now. Is this for Saturday Night Live? What you're setting up?
No, I just threw a bunch of knives up there. Really, some of my favorites and stuff, and a couple of them that really mean a lot. And I talked about the stickers in the community and stuff, and just a couple from some really awesome people in the community, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'll show you. Let's see which one. Well, I'll start out with this one because
I was looking at those two at the very top. They're the same thing, right?
Yes and no.
No.
This one is the EZC.
Oh, gotcha. That's the EWC.
Yeah. But this one, this is the one my wife got for me for our 30th anniversary.
Wow, BigRed.
and when I talk about community, Christine and Peter, they were extremely pivotal in getting this done because, well, I mean, it's an MBK Monterey Bay knife, right? And they live right down there. And they actually, I thought they were sold out, but they had one. And Christine got it. She took it to a guy that she knew that does powder coating. He powder coated it red.
Yeah. Wow.
It's signed by Ray Laconico on the inside.
Wow, dude. That's amazing.
I'm a total Laconico fanboy. I mean, I don't care. I am. I love his designs. They're so sleek. They're so simple. But God, they just look so good.
Yeah. I like his work a lot too.
And if you can tell, there's 3 Laconico knives up there. So, I mean,
But great. He does great work, man. And it's like perfect to carry his stuff in New York City. It's like non-threatening, very gentleman's folder like.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one.
Dude, man, that looks beautiful. I can tell that a lot of work went into those scales.
Yeah, and it's just that one is like every time I look at that knife and think about that knife, it just blows me away. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Because it was right after Blade Show West. My wife kind of contacted Christine, and because she's not really into the EDC and all that stuff. We're getting her there.
You mean your wife?
Yeah.
Yeah. My girl is she likes them, but she doesn't have as much use for it in New York City because she's a personal trainer.
Right.
You know what I mean? But she does like them, like when I show her certain anodizations, like how Stasa is doing that Stasified nano right now, and Brian Wallace is doing that Anno Storm. Like a lot of that is going on right now, and when she saw that, she was like, "That is so cool." So she does like them. She likes the Red E. This is what I have on me today, of course. Right? Yeah. Like I have to carry this.
About that one, dude. That one has the opening and closing has got such a
distinct sound.
Yes.
I have to say that it's very dialed in, man. It's very dialed in. I have Benchmades. I've gotten to play around with a lot of Benchmades. This is different. It feels different. I think the main complaint of people is like it's going to be kind of expensive until they bring it stateside. Because right now, I had to order it directly from them, and I think that I had to pay VAT for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be 75, which is kind of reasonable for an access lock with D2, G10. The clip,
that's not bad.
not with it for an access lock. It's and it's a really nice one too. But the thing is, like, I had to pay 95 because of the VAT. So that's a little, you know what I mean? But I think if they bring it stateside, they start distributing it here, I think that, it'll be much easier for people to think about picking it up.
Sure.
What is the I see that's a Damn Designs, right? What's the one next to that? What's that? That's a Laconico too, right?
Yeah, that's the Keen. That's the match drop.
Oh yeah, I played with that before. Hey, can you wave your hand in front of the camera? I don't know if you froze on me or not.
Did I?
I don't see it. Oh, there you go. Okay, there you go.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It froze for a little while. It's good now. Yep, the Keen. I love that.
This was the first one. This was the first Laconico knife I got, and yeah, it's a good size, and
yeah, I got to check it out because again, the Apex Pass Around group, and I loved it, man.
Oh yeah, and then again, it's simple, it's clean, to me, it's the epitome of a knife to me.
Of like an EDC knife.
Yeah, it is.
You don't want to go too tactical, man. Like even the Red E right now, if you think about it, it's kind of still threatening, even though it's a less than a 3-inch blade.
Right.
It still kind of looks tactical or like a rescue type thing. A Laconico, like Master of Keen, isn't going to look really that threatening to anybody. It's just very elegant looking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just, and I love the bronze on it.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
What else you got on there? I see the Centros, right?
Oh, yeah, this easily made one of my favorites of 2019, man.
Yeah, Dylan Mallory. Shout out to Dylan Mallory.
Again, Blade Show. Got to meet Dylan, got to talk to him. Dude, Dylan is he is the epitome of down home dude. You know what I mean? He really is. He's just an awesome guy.
I love his stuff too. It's funny, both of us have that a Mallory thing right now. I've got the Hopper smaller KO, and he actually contacted me on Instagram because of my review of the smaller KO in titanium. I love his stuff, man. Right? I got to play with the Centros too. It's great.
The Archeo, the small Archeo. Now, for me, I like the Centros fits my hand just a little bit better than the Archeo does.
Yeah.
It just does. It lands, you've got your finger groove here, and where it comes up, it's just a little bit less pronounced. Now, the Archeo is not bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that at all. But this one just fits me better.
Yeah. No. Yep. Yeah, I liked it. I remember the Centros, right?
Yeah, this Centros. Yep.
You could just tell that blade shape. Oh, that's a Mallory knife,
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I love that. What's the big guy next to it?
This is the Krag.
The Krag. I've never gotten to play with that.
It's a highly modified Krag. Well, highly modified.
Look at that. What is that? That's a BigRed.
Yeah, it was laser engraved by jcool192 on Instagram. He's the one that does all the HRC testing and stuff.
Wow, that's amazing.
This came from BJ Hill. Hilltop Knife and Gear.
Dude,
he took the cleaver and he cut it down. Dude, this thing looks factory, bro. It looks factory. BJ
did that down?
Beautiful. Yeah. He cut it down to a 6 foot, crowned the spine on it.
Oh, Mike.
Oh, yeah, dude. It is absolutely. And then J. Cool, through his little logo, the Joe Cool.
The Snoopy.
And it's and it used to be green. He dyed it black.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it's just one of those special knives in the collection. You know what I mean?
I love it, man. I love it. Damn, that's such a cool thing.
He did a fantastic job on this.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You have some cool stuff on here. That Damn Designs, is that a Wraith?
Yeah,
or
Wraith. That's
Wraith.
Wraith.
Remember that. Very cool.
Yeah, it's there again, Adrian. You know, dude, when I started this stuff, when I started doing YouTube and
hold on a second, right? Your video froze on me. Can you move it around? Ah, there we go. Okay, cool.
Am I not moving enough?
yeah. I see it now.
Over here. I don't know if that would work.
Look at that. That looks very cool. Carbon fiber?
Yeah, that red and black marbled carbon fiber.
Wow.
Yeah,
love it.
It's incredible. And like I said, you know, Adrian, I just started talking to Adrian on Instagram, and all of a sudden, you know, he's like, "Hey man, what do you think of this? What do you think?" He's showing me pre-production drawings and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I'm just this little YouTube guy, and he's like, "What do you think, man? What do you think?" And I'm like, it's awesome.
You know? I love that about the knife community. The same thing happened to me with Monterey Bay Knives when I got the EWC, and I started posting stuff on the stories, and he thought my videos were funny, and he started sending me all this like secret stuff. He's like, "Hey, this didn't come out yet. Don't tell anyone." and here I am, like, he doesn't know, but I'm like fanboying inside, like, "Oh my God, you're talking to me." You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I've talked, like Sanford. You know, I've talked to him on Instagram, and Ray Laconico, and they're, you know, and I'm just sitting there like, "Oh, he's talking to me." You know, it's true. It is. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting there every time a message pops up. I'm like, "Oh, he said hi." You know, I don't know.
Here's what I find really cool about the knife industry and like the whole EDC community in general, how it is on social media through YouTube. I think it is one of the few markets that people who review this stuff that are like pretty big on social media have a lot of like it has a lot of impact on how the public or people that are in the EDC are into EDC like will feel about this product. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, like closely. Like, I mean, I know the tech industry, like smartphones and things like that. There's a lot of guys reviewing those, and you know, Samsung has already jumped on board hiring YouTube influencers to be in their commercials and things like that. But the niche market of the knife community, it's like very important, like what content creators do for them. That
yeah, for sure. No, I'm right there with you. You know, it was funny. Slicey just did a video, you know, about price increases from Spyderco and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, and when you look at it, I mean, there's some truth to it. There's a few of those knives have just went way up, for whatever reason. You know, the price increases, okay, and you know and I think that it has a trickle down effect. I know it does.
Like, explain to me, actually, like, I know a little bit about it. There was some steel changes. I know a lot of knives, their prices increased by quite a bit. Just explain a little bit of why that happened to some of the people that don't know that watch this channel.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, the one that really stands out to mind is the Shaman. And
yes.
Really, as far as I know, there wasn't a whole lot of changes made.
Wow.
But it was just,
Was it even a steel change or anything?
Oh, right off the top of my head, I don't believe so.
That's crazy. That's crazy. How much is it now?
Oh, shoot. I think initially it went from, I think, 150 to 180.
Yep. I'm looking it up too.
And I think it's 203 now, maybe?
What?
I think.
Are you kidding me?
Don't quote me. Don't quote me.
I'm looking it up right now. It's 202. Yeah, on Blade HQ.
Yeah, okay.
Whoa, dude. I remember, I looked it up because I won a Shaman in a raffle on the Apex Pass Round group.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
I looked it up and it was around 180. You could find it for 160 sometimes. Man, that's a big jump.
It is. It is, and I don't know the reasoning behind it. You know,
Yeah.
I haven't really like dug into it, and well, and I mean, it might not be public information. I don't know.
Do you know anything about this like new Spyderco steel? Like what is it? The Spy 27 or whatever?
I know nothing about Spy 27,
So
dude.
funny that video that JT put out.
That was hilarious. That was see,
So,
and that's the other thing is you've got to have fun with it.
yeah.
Have to have fun with it, and that was absolutely awesome. I mean, what did he do? He went from S45 to S55 to S65 to S995. It was hilarious.
He messaged me on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, what do you feel about this video idea?" And I was like, "Dude, that's hilarious. Like, you have to do it."
Oh yeah, yeah. That's it. That's not even
Funny.
question. You have to do
So
that.
funny.
Yeah.
I loved it, man.
But it's true. It's true.
What channels do you watch like a lot right now?
Oh, religiously? Oh my goodness, dude. Man, I try to spread the love as much as possible.
You and Zach, I think, are the best at doing that.
I mean, of course, Zach.
Yeah,
Zach
but no, you two give the most support to everybody. It's insane. Like, and I truly appreciate that from you guys. That's why I wanted to have you on, because you know, we knew each other for a little bit when you started your channel.
Right.
We got I think I met you because of that one tag, right? It was like why I started my channel or something.
I think so. Yeah.
And Back 247 was on there. That's how we all kind of started talking. And you know, and just my experience of like through almost 3 years doing YouTube is like you are one of the nicest people like I've come across in terms of like just supporting the other channels. You comment on it as much as you can, and like, dude, I truly appreciate that, man.
And it's, you know, and let's see, Sean, Geared Toward Gear, fantastic dude. I mean, and we have kind of a little group that it's evolved and it's changed. You know, when I very first started out, I was, you know, it was guys like Jet Fuel EDC and well, the Sharp Spot and Grateful Panic, and I mean all these guys that I have. I mean, you can see them. Woodland Tactical, you know, Jack Farm Boy. We kind of all started together.
Over there.
What's that?
Baller Survival, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
BCS, you know, the Blue Collar Survival. It's, you know, and you know, for one reason or another, you know, things happen in people's lives and they can't continue, and you know, it happens that way. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, but then it's kind of involved now, and we kind of have this core group that we really talk a lot together. And I mean, it's Jack, Sean, Zach, Zeb from Woodland Tactical, Neves Knives.
Dude, Neves Knives came in super strong last year. I just did a podcast with them, both Kara and Jared, and it was so much fun talking to them. We did over like almost 2 hours of just the podcast.
Energy.
Yep. Energy. Also, their banter is amazing. Like when I was watching them talk to each other while we were doing the podcast, I was like, I can tell these guys are together. They love each other. This is what's going on, like in their daily lives.
Sure.
Like it's so funny the way they interact with each other. I knew it too. They were like, we knew, because I was the first person to comment on any of their videos. That's what they told me.
Oh, really?
And I was like, you know, I kind of knew that because they told me that. But I was like, when I saw them last year, and I think they had a very low subscriber count. I told them then and there, I was like, listen, you guys are going to be something, because the energy between you two is really, really, is really fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, look at them now. They're like growing so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I usually get into a little bit of the YouTube tech strategy stuff whenever I do podcasts with knife content creators. how much content do you upload on YouTube per week, man? Like if you don't mind me asking.
I upload probably, well, I put out a video a day.
Oh, what?
I do.
How?
And well, and that goes back to I have all this time to myself because when I'm here in the morning, my wife's not here. She's working.
Dude,
When I get home at night, she's in bed.
Yeah.
So, and, people have asked me, well, how can you? And I was like, well, a while back, I had some time off and all my, I don't do the whole cardboard and that type of testing with my knives. My knives get used at work. I'm a crane rigger. I cut a lot of rope.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my knives get their test. Cutting, 6-strand, 21-strand nylon rope.
That's a good test.
Put to work. And I had a spot where I could get ahead, and I got ahead a little bit, and now I can work it so I can stay. I've usually got about 4 or 5 videos in the vault, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like they're uploaded but private, right?
Right. And then I just go from there.
Do you schedule them, or do you just kind of like?
I just release them. Me
too. I do the same thing. Blade Banter is like, and this goes back to like how well organized he is with the Apex Fast-Around group. He's like, oh, I schedule them so they automatically release when I want. I'm like, what?
I mean, I could, sure.
I could do that too. I just don't plan that far ahead, but it's really cool that somebody. I'm sure a lot of the big YouTubers probably do it like that, man. To be honest,
I am not a person. I am not a morning person at all. That's why I work swing shift.
Yeah. So you work night or
2 to 10.
Yeah, I work. It's funny. I do most of my video work, like podcasting, when I do it solo. I do it like at 6 in the morning.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, because Kelly's either still sleeping or she's already gone to the gym, because she works at Equinox Gym, and that's the only time I'll have to do it,
Of course.
Yeah. So you do yours around, like, when do you usually make a video?
Normally, I make the videos at night after I get home. That's normally when I shoot the video because, well, I've just used the knife at work. You know what I mean? I've just used the knife. I've had a knife on me for however long, 4 or 5 days, whatever it may be. And I'm fresh. I can come into it fresh. And I can't really, where I work, I really can't do a whole lot of, well, I can't do any. Because I work on a military base. So, phones and cameras and all that stuff are, so I really can't. I mean, I guess I could bring a whole bunch of rope home and show people what I do, but I mean,
is there anything that you wish that you could do on your channel that you aren't currently doing? Something kind of like a goal that you're trying to, reach or something?
Honestly?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Or you're just keeping it strong, because it is going strong, man. I know your numbers have increased quite a bit since we first met each other.
Yeah.
Congrats to that.
I've had a lot of help. And there it goes back to working together, working with people, and we just got a huge shout out from Slicey Dicey at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Yeah, he gave me a bunch of subs too. Last year he shouted me out, and it's crazy because I think my videos don't get suggested that much. I know this. They were at some point. They don't get suggested as much. I think that a lot of people in the community just aren't aware of me. But when they watch my stuff, they're like, "Oh shit, a guy like this exists here." Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't, like Mr. Old Man is another one. The guy has 30,000 subscribers, and none of us knew anything about him.
Yeah.
But the guy's a knife guy. He's been doing knife YouTube for 10 years. Like, really? It just goes to show. Yeah, it goes to show you how the YouTube is just so grand. And this is why I try to push this podcasting thing, because this is the next platform. Podcasting is the next thing that is going to be the next huge thing. People are kind of not liking TV as much. they want to listen to a full conversation between two people that they like, or more, right?
Right.
And so I was just thinking, like, why wouldn't it work for the EDC community? You get some of the reviewers that people watch every week, every day, to talk for 30 minutes to an hour. And dude, it's working. I mean, I think that the viewership of the podcast is half, but there's a lot of comments and messages that I get privately that show that the quality of viewership has increased, at least for me. I had this one kid, I talked about this on the Daily Carry Solutions. I don't know if you watched it. He messaged me and he said that he messaged me on Instagram. It was an account I didn't know. He said, my dad is a fan of your channel. He wants to send you a knife. What's the address he can send it to? And I was like, what? So like a guy got his son to message me to send me something. And then that guy commented on one of my newer videos and said, hey, I'm the guy. That was my son. You'll have the knife Monday. And I'm like so touched, dude. And I think this podcast platform that's allowing people to get to know me more is generating more viewers that like feel connected to me, and that's fine. I love that, you know, this sort of yeah. And I want my buddies like you and Neves Knives and you know, JFB would kill it on a podcast, man. I gotta have him on. But it would just be amazing if we all did one a week. We guested on each other's. Those things grew just like our channels. We still do reviews and all that. But people kind of get to know who you are. Can you imagine doing a podcast a week, and then in 5 years you would have done how many podcasts and how many listeners got to know who you are and what you're going through?
Yeah.
And like, they're your fans for life, bro. They're your viewers for life. That's like kind of what I'm trying to explain to people. I know podcasting is kind of new. How did you like it, by the way, when you did the other podcast? You told me you did some, right?
It was fun. Yeah. I did the Sharp Talk podcast here. Oh, that was last fall, I think. And it was fun. I mean, you're just doing this. You're just talking.
Did they talk about stuff like this, or is more like knife centric?
I mean, it was. I mean, they have their things like what's new, knife news, that type of stuff. Kind of like you do, in your solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. But it was a group discussion type of thing. And, of course, then obviously whoever's on, they ask them, what's your thing? What do you like? All that, all the typical stuff, the interview type things.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to, it all depends on who's on it too. Because a guy like Super Steel Steve, you never know where it's going to go.
Oh, yeah. I'd love it if you did my podcast. I would love it, bro. Because it would be a lot of swearing, probably, because I curse too. So,
just a little,
I do like, he's funny, that guy.
And I know I've had people say, oh man, the swearing but that's who he is. He's real. And if you can't be real, then there's no reason to do it.
Exactly.
If you can't be yourself and you can't be real, there's no reason to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I am kind of hypocritical, I guess, in saying that, to be perfectly honest, because I mean, in my videos, I don't swear. I don't curse.
Do you swear in real life?
What's that?
Do you swear in real life?
Dude, I was a sailor for 20 years. That's all you need to know.
Do you think Patty swears in real life?
Oh, yeah. I love Patty. Patty's so awesome.
Patty just dropping F-bombs like an Irish accent?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I love Patty to death. Patty is such a sweet human being. It's not even funny.
He was crucial in actually the upbringing of my channel, I guess, because he was one of the reviewers that watched me from the very beginning, man.
Really? That's awesome.
Unsure of myself. I was like, why would I do this? Like, I felt I had to make every single video a masterpiece when I first started, and I didn't have the editing skills I did now. Now it's easy. Like, if I want to make a video, I know exactly what to do to make that effect. Right. Before I was experimenting.
Right.
And it took me so long to make a video. So it wasn't until I learned that as a YouTube like content creator, like perfection is poison. You just want to keep making videos so that you get better at them. And yeah, Patty was one of the few people that was like, hey, like he would message me every week. He's like, hey, I haven't seen you for a while. Are you gonna put up a video soon? And that was just like such a sweet thing to do, man. So I always feel indebted to him.
Petty's an incredible dude. I love that guy. He's just an awesome human.
See, he kind of started the podcast.
Yeah, he did. He's got his own show. That's so cool.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do a Skype thing with him. I know there's a huge.
Did you talk him into doing it?
Ago, I said, listen, Patty, I would love to do a podcast with you. And I think he's commented on some of mine. Dude, Patty is a smart dude, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he's a smart dude when it comes to social media. Like, I'm not saying he's like a tech guru, but I think he can see the like incoming like trends or something. And if they fit with what he's doing, he's gonna do it. Like he does collabs all the time, right?
Yeah.
He does a lot of topical videos. And look, he started the podcast, man. I'm telling you, in 5 years, like podcasting is gonna be absolutely huge in the knife community. I'm 100% on it, because in every other space, it's huge. It just hasn't touched us yet that much. There are a few podcasts, I know that, but there aren't a lot doing it consistently the way I'm doing. I haven't missed a week, bro.
That's good. That's
awesome. Man, I got off tangent again. I guess that ADHD going.
Oh, okay. Since you're off topic, I'm going to get you on a topic, okay?
Let's do it.
Okay. You have to tell me a Subway story.
Right now? Okay. Let me see what I have. I have notes here that I have for my next solo podcast. I'll give you one of them.
Okay.
Let's see what I have.
Blame Zach for that.
Okay, yo, dude, Zach is the, out of all my knife, like knife content creator buddies, Zach is the biggest podcast fan, because he was like, dude, I was listening to your podcast with my family and we were decorating the tree. I was like, what? Yeah. Like, I love that. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm glad you enjoy it. And he says the Subway stories are the best. Let me see if I can do this correctly here.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it's fine. I just want to make sure I give you a good one, because what I do is I actually, for all the solo ones, I just note down what I want to talk about.
Sure.
Like if I look at, there's a community bullet point and it says JT and Spyderco Sage 5 Alzheimer's knife at Amazon. That's one of my notes.
I know, man. That was crazy. And it says that. I could not believe that. Was it you that put that up on? I saw it on Instagram, and I'm like, what? What is this? But I didn't know at the time is they actually donate part of that sales to Alzheimer's research. And I was like, well, that's awesome. I mean, that's cool, because, I mean, we deal with that in our family, So, I mean, that's something that it's a hot button topic. It needs research, but just the way they have it listed.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a slip in the wording there.
Yeah, it was like Alzheimer's knife. I'm like, what?
That was so funny. Let me see if I got one right here. Okay, so I'm just going to read you the notes. I'm not going to act it out, but I'm going to read you some of the funny stuff, because I think when I do them in the solo, I get to, act around and all that. I also get to kind of, I don't practice the bits. They're improv for sure.
Right.
But I kind of think of it on the fly, and I think it's harder to do it when I'm talking to somebody.
Okay.
So this really old guy, all right, imagine I'm on the train, and I usually don't sit down because I don't want to fight for the seats, right? I let everyone just have them. I go in the corner, and I just stand there. This old guy, he's asking me for the time, right?
Okay.
I tell him the time, but this guy did not stop staring at me. It's almost a 40-minute ride. Okay, I was in this corner down there, and this guy was like here, just like staring at me like this. And each time I would look at him, I'm like, it's basically like it's creeping me out more because every time I look at him, he's looking at me, so I have to like pretend that I'm not looking at him.
Right.
This dude he looked like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, but if he wasn't rich. Like he looked like haggard, bro. There was no Smithers, no Smithers. He was just, and the whole ride, this guy just looked at me. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, until I got off the train. He was there the whole time.
Wow.
That's short stories there.
You should have like every time you looked at him, you should have just told him the time.
Imagine. Oh, it's 11:30 now.
Oh, it's 11:37. We're getting there.
Yeah, creepy, man. Creepy. A lot of stuff happened on the train. It's actually died down a little bit. I have one that I want to save that I actually got pictures for.
Oh, really?
A bit of investigative journalism.
Oh, right on.
So like I had to like pretend I was like I have to get this for the podcast, so I'm gonna save that one. Yeah, that one involves a clown. So.
Oh yeah. No! I must have photographic evidence.
I had to do. I want to get footage sometimes, but I also don't want to get into a fight with anybody because it could totally happen.
Oh,
it could totally happen, man. Yeah, sometimes it's scary, dude. Sometimes it's scary.
I have to be completely honest. I do not have much experience with New York.
Have you ever been to like a big city?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like.
Oh God, Seattle, Chicago.
So you know.
Yeah. I mean, I've never had the New York City experience. Is that that's a good way to put it? I never had the Times Square experience, that type of thing.
Dude, if you ever came down here, I would take you there just so you can see it, but that's not a place I would take you to hang out. You know, like the cooler spots are not there. It's cool to go there and see the excess. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know? Right. Like these are actual buildings. It's not like Las Vegas where the buildings are kind of fake. These are actual real buildings. All of these people are here from all over the world looking at screens. There's screens everywhere, man.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not where I would take you. I was gonna say something, I forgot. I got ADHD again. What's that slip joint there? Take a look at that.
It's a little Rough Rider.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
It's a little Rough Rider. This one is the one that just came in their last the care package from Smoky Mountain.
Yeah, how much did that run you?
Well, the box itself was $99.
Okay, what did it come with?
I get that's the mid level now.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lower level GI. You know, I believe with shipping that one runs like $37.
Yeah.
The OC, which is the one I get, is like $99, and then they just started a general level, which is like $200, I think.
What is that exactly that you're talking about? It's just like
subscription box.
Oh, they have a subscription box to Smoky Mountain Nightmares?
Yes, they do.
Whoa.
In what was it, October? Was October their first month, I believe?
Yeah.
So, and they kind of changed things up a little bit. They had 3 levels. The OC, the one that I got, used to be the top level.
Yeah.
And then they kind of changed things around that, and then now it's the mid level. So,
what's your relationship like with them? Talking about Knifeworks, do they send you any stuff? I know they send Zach a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. You know, they send me knives to review, and you know, they're just it was actually pretty cool. There again, you know, it was just something because I consider myself a real tiny small part of the EDC community. I mean, my channel is not big by any means.
Well, you know, not stereotypical Asian, but I am tinier when it comes to the channel. I mean, come on. That's just, I'm a hardworking Asian, but how do you get these things? Like, do you message them? Do you like email them? You know, like, how do you get these deals with people?
Me.
What?
They contacted me, man. And
That's
were like, hey,
so amazing.
We'd like you to be an ambassador for Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And there again, I'm like, really? You want, you know, it's like, me? You know, it's like, and yeah. And
my numbers aren't good enough, you know?
No.
I think that's what it is. No, but it's fine because
that's not a thing, dude. It's not a thing because look, women carry knives.
Yeah.
But with her, there's not a lot of women in the community that have channels. I mean, now we have, Swags that used to be with Smoky Mountain Network. She has her own channel now. So
let me ask you something crazy. Do you know what happened there?
I think
talk about is that what it is?
I don't know. I just think she came to a point in her life and she wanted to do something a little different. It's really, I don't know a whole lot about it, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I ask around a lot. I ask around about it sometimes, and like people like kind of don't want to talk about it. I don't know her very well. I do appreciate the hustle. She works hard at what she does with content creation.
She does.
I appreciate that so much that I'm scrolling at TikTok and then my girl will see me like watching a stupid video. And I don't know, it's like some girl like doing something really stupid or whatever, right? And then and she'll like laugh, like, why are you watching that? I'm like, yo, this girl works hard. She releases like 10 videos a day, and like look at her subscriber count. It's like 500,000. Like, even though that's not the kind of content that I want, I appreciate people that work hard towards what they're doing. And she's definitely doing that, man,
That's what you do. As long as you work hard at it, that's what I tried to tell my kids, when you start out, your first job's probably not going to be the job you're going to have for the rest of your life. Yeah. But if you show up, have a good attitude, and do your absolute best at it, there's no more anyone can ever ask of you. That's all you have to do to be successful, really, in today's day and age. Show up on time, have a good attitude, and do your job to the best of your ability.
Yep.
Whatever it is.
And it's really cool that you're creating content on YouTube, because that just goes to show that if you like to do something and you're passionate about it, you can like sort of get success from it. Like, I know we are small channels, but if you think about your trajectory and you keep doing this for 10 years, there could be some like sort of financial success there. You know what I mean? It's just how YouTube and social media works. And this is stuff that I've studied for like 3 or 4 years. Like, even though my channel is not that big, like I try to make moves on every platform,
Right.
And that's really cool that you're doing that. How many kids do you have?
2. I have 2 boys. Yeah. 2 boys. Yeah, my oldest he's going to school right now. He was actually in the Navy for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Out of high school, and he's going to school now for networking and
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then my youngest son, he's had a little bit more of a challenging life. He went into full renal failure at 16 and had to have a kidney transplant, and so things just not. Yeah, I mean, he's doing fine, but things have just. He has not had the, the success. Well, here, I mean, we just had, here in the Pacific Northwest where we're at. I mean, we don't get a whole lot of snow and stuff.
Yeah.
But here last week we had like 9 inches of snow.
Yeah.
And people aren't used to driving in it. They're just not. Whoa. It's just not. And unfortunately, if you see my Instagram profile, he wrecked his car on the way home from work one night.
Yeah. Is he okay?
Yes, he's fine.
Dude, I'm so happy to hear that. I saw the wreck. It's funny when you're talking about it right now. I forgot that just happened. Because I remember I felt like when I saw the post, I was like, oh shit, because I was in an accident too. Like when I first started my Instagram. Yeah. Not as bad as your son's. It looked bad because both cars were wrecked, but I wasn't as hurt. I only had shoulder surgery, but man, I'm happy to hear that he's okay. Is it because of the snow?
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. So I mean, poor guy. He's had a little bit rougher go of it, but but that's what I tell him. He's just like, just keep your head up, keep moving forward. That's all you can do.
That's amazing, man. That makes me happy to hear that he's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I totally forgot that happened. That's how forgetful my brain is. Like, I guess I'm getting close to 4. I'm 39 now.
Yeah.
And I just can't remember like hardly anything anymore.
It's horrible, dude.
Dude,
It's
how old are you?
I'm 48,
Okay, okay.
and I used to be. I mean, in school, I had this innate. When I was in high school and stuff, I had this innate ability that stuff just stuck. You know,
Mm-hmm.
especially in history. My history teacher was always amazed that I could just recall stuff.
Yeah,
You
don't you
know,
miss that?
oh God, you know, and I feel terrible. I feel terrible because names are the worst. It's frustrating. It really is, and I try and sometimes I'm like, oh man. She's like, who is that? My wife, will meet somebody, and she's like, who is that? And I was like, a dude,
A dude.
dude. I hate it. I hate it because I feel terrible, and to me, I feel like it's disrespectful, and it's nothing intentional. It's just it doesn't stick anymore.
I don't even remember what I did 5 minutes ago. I mean, like, let alone like somebody I met 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah.
hey, I heard you flipping something. What was it? It was off camera.
Oh, sorry. I just picked another CJRB. It's the Briar.
Ooh, nice, man.
Yeah. I tell you what, dude. CJRB. They've got that $25 to $50 range locked down.
CJRB, for people that don't know, is the kind of like the lower end company for artisan cutlery, right? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it's like how We Knives is with Civivi, artisan cutlery with CJRB. I've liked every CJRB that I've handled, man. I have.
I have too.
Yeah, it's really good stuff.
No problem. And they're putting them out. Holy smokes, man! They're just putting them out because they released 5 in their first batch, and this last batch was it 4?
That is, I see a Civivi there. Which one is that? I don't think I have.
That's the shredder. That's the shredder.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
This one,
How do you feel about it?
I love it. I was a backlash guy. The backlash for everything that come out, the Elementum, I was a backlash guy. I loved the backlash. And then I got the shredder.
Is that a two-tone like G10 or something, or
G10? Yep, red and black layered G10.
Oh, that looks so cool.
Yeah, well, it's red and black, so I had to go with that. I think that blue is red. So.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, and I am not a Spidey flicker, dude.
Yeah.
I have dumb fingers, but this one is the easiest one in the world to do. Anybody can Spidey flick this knife.
That's awesome. I love Civivi. Like, I am a huge Civivi fanboy, and it kind of hurts me that I haven't picked up anything past the Elementum just because I had to save money.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I've never asked any of my knife buddies this. How much money do you think you spend on knives a month?
Wow. To be perfectly honest with you, it's not as much as you think.
$500?
No.
Like lower?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what, dude, and that goes back to the community. I mean, maybe a couple hundred.
Yeah.
But that goes back to the community because, I have the pass around group.
Yes.
I have what Smoky Mountain is doing for me now.
Did they just send you stuff and they're like, hey, just keep it?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so. Here's a crazy thing. You know how like everyone says Zach is such a cool guy, and I said this on the other podcast before. Zach was explaining his story to me of like how Smoky Mountain approached him. Do you want to review our stuff? They sent him like 10 knives. He was ready to send it back.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, keep them. And then he just gave it away to all the subscribers. And I'm like, that is so freaking cool to do. Like, I want to do that. I actually want to monetize my videos. I haven't yet. I'm gonna. Just because he said that I monetized and the money that I got from it, I bought like a really big knife and I just did a giveaway for it. And I'm like, that's awesome, bro. Like, I want to do that. So I didn't get to monetize last year. I think No, well, what happened? I don't know when you did monetization. I know when you hit 1K, you can, and you
Right.
have to have at least 4,000 watch hours, right? I had that in 2019. I had way over that. But
Right.
what happened was I was dumb and I waited until January, and then the last time when I wanted to do it, I only had 2,700, so I couldn't monetize anymore.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, if I monetize now, though, I probably have it, and I will have it from now on going forward. It's just that's the rule. It's so dumb. So
Yeah, what's it? It's like 4,000 in 12 months or whatever it is. Is that what? I think it's something.
uh, yeah, 4,000 within that year at least. And
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I probably have cleared it now. I still got to do it, but that's what I plan on using that money for, is just giving back to my community. Hey, buddy, I got to tell you something.
What's up?
We already did an hour. How crazy is that?
Dude, when I do SKL, it's amazing. I'll look down and I was like, I've been standing here for 45 minutes. Are you kidding me? Time goes by, man. It just does.
How big do they get now? Like you get like 30, 50? How many people pop in?
The biggest one last week's, I had 48.
Jeez, dude, that must have been hard to keep up with, man.
Oh, that's when when it gets that many, that's when, and because, there's side conversations and stuff going on. And that's when I say, I miss comments because people are commenting to me and then there's but that's what it's there for. That's what the live is for. So you can bring those people together and they can talk and they can converse. And, if I miss a comment, I do, like I said, it's nothing I try to do. It just happens sometimes, you just miss them.
All right, guys, we had some technical difficulties. We were talking about Saturday Night Live. The one you had last week had over 40 people, and how it was it would be kind of difficult to keep up with those chats.
It can be, yeah, it can be, but that's like I said, just as long as people know, it's nothing. I don't intentionally ignore their comments, not at all. I try to catch them as much as I can.
Have you ever had like someone get rowdy because they thought you weren't like paying attention to them, or?
No, no, no.
Yeah,
No,
I don't expect that either, man. Everyone is so cool
we
in the night
people,
community.
and I think they get it. I mean, they understand. You
Mhm.
just can't see everything.
That's
I hope,
awesome.
right? I hope so.
So, is there anything that you would like to plug, or like is there any video that you want people to check out right now? I'm gonna link them in the comments. Like for the last one that I did with Daily Carry Solutions, we were plugging his SHOT Show coverage. Is there anything that you want people to look forward to?
It's my plan with SKL is I really, because I have people that just miss it and they would really like to take part in it, but there again, it's just too late. So it is my dear intention to make it so I do at least one early one a month, at least one, because that's just kind of how it fits into my schedule. You know what I mean?
I think people would love that, man. Dude, I really appreciate you doing this, because I'm assuming this is kind of early for you, right? Like you could be hanging out with your wife or something right now.
Yeah, that's all right. We gotta. Monday's a holiday.
Okay. Is it?
Monday's
What
a
is it?
holiday. Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, I have work.
See, both of my wife and I we work for the government, so
I understand.
so
That
we'll have a little bit more time this weekend. So
Dude, thank you for doing this, man. This was really, really awesome. Uh, is there aside from that, is there anything you want to plug? Tell people where they can follow you.
oh yeah, I mean Instagram. I'm on Instagram. I am on Twitter. I don't do a lot on Twitter. It's just I'm 48, man. I'm not. I
Let me
try.
ask you this. Let me ask you this, bud, because this
Okay.
is something I ask Neves Knives too.
Okay.
If you could create content for a living and make the same amount that you make at your job now or more, would you do it?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, me too.
No.
Neves Knives was like they don't know, which kind of surprised me.
No, guy, I love doing this. I love talking to people.
I love it.
I just it's something that I'm passionate about, and like I said, I'm not a knife expert. I don't claim to be.
Yeah.
I'm not even, I'm a dude that likes knives. I love sharp, pointy things. And one of the big reasons why I started my channel was to learn. That was one of the biggest things.
I think people really just like love your honesty. That's what I kind of fell in love with when I first started watching your channel. And then you had like this fishing video, and I was like, this dude is doing all of it. No, that was amazing. I watched like that
That was
whole
so much
thing.
fun. That was so much fun.
I yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that.
I don't know. It was just I was at I'm originally from Nebraska. That's where I grew up, and I went back. Oh, that was what, last May June time frame. And, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my tripod. That's my zen, man. I mean,
Yeah.
come on now.
I know.
That's my zen. I mean, I fish. I have fish. That is
Nice.
that is my happy place. I
Dude,
don't catching fish or not, as long as I'm in the water or near the water.
it was amazing to watch that because I think it just kind of you gave people a little bit of a peek into like your life outside of like knife content.
Yeah.
And I think that the people that watch my stuff, that's really the only thing. It's like, oh, I think watching what he does is kind of entertaining. That's why I'm watching it. Like a lot of people have commented, like, I don't even care if if I like the knife you're reviewing or not. Like, I just want to see like some shots of the city or you
Right.
talk about what you did.
Oh, that's what I love about your stuff, man. That's what I seriously, because you get an idea of who you are as a person, and I think you bring this. You definitely bring something different to the community, which is absolutely awesome. I love that. You've got like energy. When you talk about energy, you bring an energy with you that is absolutely awesome.
Dude, thank you so much, man. I can't wait actually to meet everybody. Like maybe we all hang out at Blade or something like that. Like,
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to that because I actually don't hang out with a lot of people. Believe it or not, in New York City, I have a lot of people that I know, but a lot of my close friends moved to California or like or moved to Florida or something, so we don't really see each other that much. So I actually communicate with people in the EDC community and my audience just as much as like Kelly, for example, like because I don't hang out with people, man. So I really appreciate these sort of digital bonds that we have made, you know.
Oh, I'm the same way, dude. I'm the same way. I'm sure I talk to you guys on Instagram and stuff way more than I probably talk to, like you said, way than I talk to my own wife because except on the weekend. I'm serious. It's true.
How many group chats do you have going on Instagram right now?
Many Christmas. I don't know.
That are active every day.
Oh, I mean,
I have 2.
Oh,
I have 2. That's it.
I probably have at least 5 or 6.
Yeah, but I have like individual conversations.
Oh yeah.
You know what's funny? Speaking of this right now, so you see how on your table on the top left, you have that EDC patch, and then you have the Smoky Mountain Knife Works like little sticker there, and in the middle of that, whose sticker is that? That's Slicey Dicey, right?
Yeah, that's Slicey.
So you want to know a funny story? Do you remember? You're in the Give a Knife, Take a Knife group chat, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you remember when he was like, "Hey, the package is on the way. I'm gonna send tracking later."
Okay. Yeah.
I know he never sent it because Slicey and I live in the same state, dude. Yo, I love Slicey, man, to death. Like, I know a lot of people were like in his house because like one of his family members got sick or something, so it was a madhouse. Right. But it's so funny that he said that because I told Daily Carry Solutions, I was like, listen, man, I don't think Slicey sent it because I still don't have it. It would come the next day.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Do you know what you're gonna give? You don't have to tell me, but I want to know if you have an idea of what you're thinking of putting in that pass around group. I kind of already.
I have it down. I think I have it down to about 2 or 3 right now. Yeah, I have 2 or 3 candidates.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, it is a tough decision. You know, people are like, "Well, put a knife in there," but yeah, but you want it to be. you want it to be a good knife and maybe something.
Let me ask you this, right? So my I'm not gonna tell you which knife it is.
Okay.
My and we're probably gonna close after this. We'll do some closing comments because it's like, you know, getting long. This is lengthy for you, right?
Ah, it's not a big deal, man.
So here's the deal. Like my idea, right? I was like, I'm gonna take something completely out of left field that I know no one in the Pass Around group has ever gone to check out, right?
Okay.
I reviewed this thing already, and it is a cool knife. Um, it is a cool knife. I don't know how many people would pick that one. However, the resale value of the knife is quite a bit, right?
Okay.
I don't use it. I don't mind putting it in the pass around group. And my thought was, my buddies get to check it out and experience this cool knife, you know, flaws and all, right?
Sure.
If they don't pick it and JT gets it back, he may like it and keep it. That's awesome. Or he could do the Mr. eBay's Knife Life thing because he's that guy and just resell it at a great value. Like that was my plan.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is a cool one though, and I know no one's freaking checked it out before except me. Yeah.
That's I think that plays into his plan quite a bit, you know, and it's just a way for people. It's a way there again. It's just a way to get the community together and to experience some different stuff. Because dude, I'm not like Mr. I have it as soon as it comes out. That's not me.
Yeah, I tried to do that with Civivi. I couldn't. I can't do it anymore.
Well, all the knives that come out. Are you kidding me, dude? Gee, many Christmas. I mean, Civivi, CJRB, there for a while. I mean, they were just like pumping them out. There's just no way. I mean, yeah, I do okay, but I'm not made of money, man. Holy
yeah, man. Oh, dude, I'm definitely not made of money, dude.
So yeah, I'm a little behind the times on some stuff, but I'll get it when the time's right for me, and you know, and I'll do my thing, and if people watch, terrific. You know, that's just who I am. To be perfectly honest with you, dude, I do this probably just as much for me as I do anybody else.
It's therapeutic for me, man.
It is, dude. It is. It is so. It just lets you get away from things.
Yep. And it's like you're doing this thing. You know, we're not making tons of money on this, if anything at all.
Oh, you're not? Really? No. I'm so kidding.
It's like, we're not. You're not?
If people
it's like smkw.com gives me $5,000 a
month. No, dude.
Imagine?
If people get into this to make money, I mean, some people can. Mm-hmm. Some people do. I mean, those are the huge channels out there.
Yeah.
You know, if you that's your sole reason for doing this, you're going about it all the wrong way.
You're gonna make. I don't think there's people that get into content creation that want to make money, unless they already have a business, for example.
Yeah.
That makes it. You know, if you're like a solo creator, you're doing this creative thing, you want to talk about stuff, whatever it is. You can't go into it like that because you're not going to see monetary return for a while, you know?
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but
speaking for myself.
The growth is there though, but I actually wanted to talk about that. So from 2019 to now, you've gained what, like 1,000 subscribers, you think?
Let's see. I came into 2019 right around the 700 mark.
Yeah, but you're over 2 now. You're like what, 2.
Yeah.
What, 2.4? 2.7?
I think I'm just shy of like 2,300, I think.
Okay.
I think just shy of that mark. But, you know, that was kind of my goal. Is I was like, man, I wanted to hit 1,000 before I was a year. That was just the goal. And I did that. I did that with about 3 weeks to spare. So then I was like, okay, what's my next goal? Well, let's see if I can get to 2,000 by the end of the year, which was basically 6 months. And without Slicey doing what he did, I wouldn't have made it.
Whoa.
I was sitting at like 1,975-ish.
I want to ask you about the Kappa. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you changed your videos to not made for children, or oh, you can't, well, you don't curse on it, so
My videos are labeled as not made for children because
yeah,
they're
me too.
not.
Me
They're
too. Yeah.
not. My videos are not made for children.
Yeah, like I don't want a 5-year-old kid looking for that kid Ryan playing with his toys to watch my stuff and be like,
Right.
"Daddy, I want CJRB." Like, you know what I mean?
Right. But then again,
Like,
I do not age restrict my stuff.
yeah.
I do not do that because
Yeah, I
and
don't either. I don't either.
because like I have people on Saturday Night Live. I have people that sit there and watch my live streams with their kids.
Is incredible, man. I was gonna ask you
That's
about that next.
That is so awesome.
How did Saturday Night Live impact the growth of your channel, the quality of your viewership, like the people that comment and stuff? Like, I'm sure people feel much closer to you because of it.
Oh, I'm sure. I think so. I
Yeah.
do. Did it really help the growth rate?
Mhm.
Maybe a little. Not a lot, I don't think, at the time.
So, has anyone? I know that you can like donate on Saturday Night Live. Have people ever done that for
Oh,
you?
God, yeah. Yeah, people are crazy, dude. They're
So,
awesome.
do you know anything about the platform Twitch? It's mostly for gaming, right?
That's my oldest son. He did a
So
lot of
here's
stuff
the
for
deal.
Twitch.
What you are doing with Saturday Night Live is the same as to what some Twitch streamers are doing. Because I have a lot of friends in the gaming industry,
Right.
and some people basically do what we do on Twitch.
Right.
Saturday Night Live, they just do that. People will donate. They'll watch a movie with their viewers. It's like you could do anything. It's not just gaming.
Sure.
And
Sure.
this is what I mean. Uh, but back to like, I know I was talking about TikTok with the rambling YouTubers like group
Right.
chat, and
Right.
people were like, "Oh, I'm too old for that." So here's what I started seeing is that today, perfect example, Knife Pivot Lube started a TikTok and added me on it.
Really?
Yes. Another thing that I saw was a lot of bigger companies are starting to jump on board. The UFC is on it. I saw a clip and I was like, "Oh, this is a cool UFC clip." It was the UFC's official page. And I'm just telling you, like, I try to encourage this with a lot of my friends who are content creators because um, I study this all the time, and that is the next thing. If I could give any advice to my buddies, is like drop your roots in that now. Even just make stupid clips like, "Oh, I just got this knife today. It's pretty awesome." That video of just that 5 seconds could hit 1 million views in like 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. Like the algorithm is so wonky that you can get suggested. Like I have worked on a video that took maybe 10 minutes to make,
Right.
did hardly anything, and then I have a video of me petting my cat and my cat biting me, and it has like maybe 2,000 plays in like 2 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, it's really odd. I know it's weird. I know you're older, but I do feel that it is a platform that I want my buddies to kind of check out so
Yeah.
that they could have roots in it, especially with the way how Instagram is kind of like, it's kind of weird right now with
Right.
Instagram and knife content. And I don't know if you know this, but PM2OG, do you follow him on Instagram?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that video he posted. His TikTok got over 1 million plays on this video where he's just cutting rope, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 And a girl was dancing next to it. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
that is the bizarre stuff that could happen on TikTok. And TikTok is about to move into monetization. And, as a content creator, like I just try to tell my buddies, like, look, this is the next thing. Like, even though it's like weird, it's weird to me, dude. I'm
Yeah.
younger than you. It's weird to me.
Yeah.
But just the amount of attention you can get and how you can use that to kind of pivot your channel into doing different things. It's just a cool thing to
Right.
try to do. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. See, I know nothing about TikTok. I mean, I know of, but I
Yeah.
know nothing about it.
Buddy, it was so amazing to have you on here tonight.
Yeah,
We're
man. It was
gonna do
awesome.
this again. If you ever need to like kind of like plug something or advertise something, just like Daily Carry Solutions wanted to talk about SHOT Show, you can totally do that here anytime you want. I will always clear the schedule for you. You're one of You're one of the people I've made these digital bonds with, and I really love how your channel is going. And thank you for being on the show, man.
And thank you so much. It's like I said, man. I love your energy. I love what you bring to the community, man. Just keep it up. I hope I know you just started the business and stuff, and that's where a lot of your time is going. But man, I hope you get to the point where you can start banging them out again because you. I tell you, man, I love your energy.
Thank you so much, buddy. This is your boy in the NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCCP saying peace.
Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.